Hello, Beekay, and welcome. It's an honor to have you here with us. How was your experience in the Big Brother house?
The experience was amazing. It was turbulent. It was unpredictable and fun. Yes.
So, how did you feel when you got evicted?
I mean, in the moment, I genuinely didn't like it. However, I was feeling more gratitude than any other negative emotion, to be honest, because making it to the top 10 was a highlight for me on its own. So I'm just so humbled and grateful for making it this far, to be honest. It's the top 10, and I'm a very humble person. And just being part of the top 10, I knew that it was crunch time. And one of the best 10 is gonna have to leave at some point. And I would say that because also you tend to expect the unexpected. You prepare for the worst, but still hope for the best, So yeah, I would say so.
So, what will you miss the most about the house?
I will miss the fitness sessions. I will miss the parties and the wager presentation tasks.
Do you feel like Nate controlled your game as other housemates perceived?
No, I don't feel that, because some of the housemates that said that went on to elaborate that they wanted to be in Nate's position. So I don't think so. I think she also expressed it a lot, that she actually felt like I was controlling her, but it wasn't even in a malicious way, because it was in a like there would be times where I just didn't feel like being in certain group settings, and I would just be like, I want to go to the bedroom, and then she's like, how? But we're just chilling, and I'm like, let's go to the bedroom, and then she would just come with me, I wouldn't say that I allowed her to have a lot of influence in my game. I think it's a matter of perspective, and because there's certain things that I gave her the power to do, and it was very limited, because at the end of the day, I don't feel like she did,
Why are you being accused of being a liar, a serial liar? Because a lot of housemates felt like you could lie. You were a big liar.
Okay. I think I was accused of being a serial liar because I tried to rationalize things, and I'm very particular with the terminology that I use, and with my actions and my intentions, which could kind of sound like I'm constantly trying to find loopholes when I'm just trying to make sense of my thoughts or my actions. Yes.
What actually happened between you and KB that made you feel uncomfortable?
So what happened was we had a training. I think it was on a Sunday, and I think it was on a Monday evening, when she crossed boundaries that I had set for myself, and that I continuously applied in that moment. And in a nutshell, there was no consent from my side for her to like.
Did she touch you on certain parts?
Yes, and I would like to like keep it at that, to not only for my benefit, but also for her, because it was just not consensual, and yeah, it was just not consensual, and it was just, everybody else was just bystanders, because when it was happening, I kept on asking for assistance, because to a certain extent, I felt, because I was feeling agitated, irritated, and wanting to get her off me, right? And I couldn't hold her, because I felt like when I was in that point, however way I held her wouldn't have been comfortable at all. You understand? So that's what it was.
So she was on top of you?
Yes.
You denied having a crush on Mshini, but later admitted to it. Why did you lie about it in the first place?
I never admitted to having a crush on Mshini. So the interest came with like also how she behaved in the house, because it's a thing of I don't find interest in people until they act in a certain way. You understand? And so one of the things that I wanted to know about Mshini was, how was it growing up in Zola? You know, I wanted to know about how is it like having a daughter. I wanted to ask about the relationship with the partner. I wanted to find out what she's planning on doing, because also the first week when we were doing the Who We Are presentation, I was the one that was helping her with the presenting, the sport broadcasting that she was doing. I was the one that was, you understand? So now I'm developing this interest to get to know more about the type of person that she is. After doing that, that's when I can be able to disclose whether there's like likeness or not. You understand? So that's me just trying to get to know her like every other housemate. Like the same way I had a conversation with Pilile, the same way I would have a conversation with Jojo, the same way I would have a conversation with Mandy, you understand? So I wanted to have that with her as well, you know? And then, like, I don't know, sometimes I think our fall as humans as well as, or the young generation is just thinking that someone's interest in you is it could be romantic.
Okay, when Nate expressed interest in you, did you not reject her outright to avoid being rude?
Yes, and also because I am in a relationship, and also because I didn't believe it.
Okay, why?
Okay, so the situation with in a romantic sense, what happened with me and Nate is when she got into the house, obviously we had conversations about attractive women and attractive men in the house, and each of us had to we mentioned two names. I think it was two names. Other people were able to have a broader list. However, the woman that I had mentioned to her and to the rest of the housemates was that she is attractive and Ashley is attractive, you know. And she said, I think she mentioned the females, and then she mentioned the males. And the males, it was me and Sudkulu, right? And then in so doing, I got to learn about her sexuality, and I respected that instantly. And in me saying that I respected it is, I never made advances because of that as well. You understand? In respecting her sexuality, right? So now, did I say that I like her? I did, because even when Smash asked me about the marry, kiss, and evict type of situation, the reason why I had put her on marry was because out of everybody else that was in that game, she's the one person that I felt like had opened up to me more, and I had known to a certain degree more. You understand? Because for me to develop a romantic interest in someone, it takes a lot more than 8 weeks or a lot more than 4 weeks, more especially as being in a bubble. You understand? So for me to say that I like someone, I wish I had clarified it, because it was not in a romantic sense.
Okay, but it seems like Nate was your only friend in the house. Why did you let the other housemates ruin your relationship with her?
Why did I let other housemates ruin my relationship with her? That's a good question. I think I actually should have done better in handling the situation, because I knew the truth and I allowed the noise to sort of confuse me. And because I got to a point where, because I'm not someone that speaks a lot, right? And I won't go out of my way to explain myself unless if you come to me and you try to figure it out with me, right? So I just to avoid the noise, I just took a step back, which I would say that perhaps was not the best option. Yeah.
Okay, you can answer this if you want, right? Do you have a drinking problem, as some housemates suggested? You seem to do things while drunk and later claim to not remember them, like kissing Tuuku.
I wouldn't say that I have a drinking problem. I think I was in an environment that didn't feed my conscious mind to such an extent that most of the time I was operating subconsciously. And it was not even just with the alcohol situation. I used to forget my mic. I used to forget where I put my mic. I would get microphone infringements like nobody else in the house. And that is just simply because for majority of the time in the house, I was just subconscious. And perhaps also with the drinking, it may have been a problem. I'm willing to admit if it was a problem. However, and it was like an escape, to be honest. It was an escape from the game. There was an escape from the tension, from the stress and the pressure. And that sort of like, I think it worked against me because there would never be things that happen when I'm sober. But however, every single time when I'm drinking, someone would come up with something. You understand? To such an extent that people would even use it as a joke. Like maybe I got up in the morning and I was in the EMs and I was dancing. You understand? And which was not true, but they would say it because they know that maybe I may not remember. You know? So yeah.
Oh, okay. So explain to me the situation between you and Tuuku.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be a blindside type of thing where, yeah, I wanted to address it myself, you know, and so I tried to. And when I told her about it, she was not having it. She literally said that if she can't get what she wants, then nobody's gonna get what they want, right? And I was like, sharp, because I was telling you this not to fight, just so that maybe you get to a point of where you're focusing your energy somewhere else. Because I also knew her situation with Muzi. I knew the things that Muzi told me about Tuuku. You understand? And so I just told her out of respect. Yes.
Okay, so what's next for Beekay?
So what's next for Beekay is back to the drawing board. I'm unemployed now. So back to the vision board. I'm gonna be working on my digital marketing, back to event planning, back to trading. I also wanna I wanna learn how to model. I wanna learn how to be a sports broadcaster, you know, and yeah, that's what's next for Beekay. I'm also planning on opening a gentleman's club. It's just an empowering type of setting where men can talk about perhaps their shortcomings. Because there was an instance a situation that happened in the house with Nsuku when the other boys were still there, the house was still packed. And then she made mention of me being the only man in the house. And when she mentioned that, I was held aback because I was like, how can you say that when there's other men, you know? And then she went on to elaborate by saying that because she says that because how I treat men, how I treat women in the house is different from other men. So for me, that kind of made me feel like perhaps because I felt like, oh, what does that mean, you know? Can't think what are these guys doing? You understand? Yeah. So that sort of like led me into wanting to perhaps speak more about the way I was raised and the reason why I am how I am, and learn as well. As much as I want to pour, I would like other higher value men to pour into me, you understand? So we can help each other, because I genuinely believe that to have a better society, we need to have better men, you know? So yeah, that's what the Gentleman's Club is.
Okay, so the last question, who do you think is going to win, or should I say, who do you want to be the winner of this season 5 of Big Brother?
Who I think is gonna win is Sweet Guluva, and who I want to win is Sweet Guluva, because he's just an amazing guy, man. You know, he's let alone us going to the same high school and being in the same RCL teams and whatnot. He's so talented. You know, he's so oh man, he's literally worthy of everything. You understand? Yeah, he's worthy of everything. He's worthy of the prize money. He's worthy of this season. You know, I think his energy in the house is very contagious. He's smart. He's funny. He's all sorts of. He's a full package. You know, he deserves it more than anybody else, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much, Beekay, for your time today. We really appreciate you sharing your thoughts and experiences with us. Peace.